Unfortunate Fairy Tale series. It's a New York Times bestselling series. And I'm here to do a fun interview with you set up by Page Burners. So the first question I was given is, what inspired you to write this book? Now, I actually found the cover on Flickr. I was going through photos looking for ideas, and I found this photo by George Wiegand, and he's in Chile. And I just loved the photo. And I just emailed him and said, you have to let me use your photo for this book. I don't know what I'm going to write, but can you release it to me? So he gave me the photo. And then a couple days later, I was doing some plot exercises at my kitchen table with my husband, where I write down, genres and do mix and match, and with this idea for this young girl with this fairy tale curse and having to relive all the fairy tales in present day. And this is like back in 2008. And then I just kind of kept coming back to this cover with this girl with this red hood, and it just made sense. And I think this photo birthed the idea of the book. And then so that's where the idea came from. And then it was right before National Novel Writing Month, so NaNoWriMo. So I used NaNoWriMo to write UnEnchanted, and then I sat on the book for a couple months, went back and worked on it and edited, and then and that's the whole story of the idea from birth to conception of UnEnchanted. The second question was, who is your favorite character and why? And I'd have to say Nan. Nan is me, Nan Taylor. She is me personified in a book character. Everything she says has come out of my mouth at one point or another. All of her jokes, her tells, it's just me. Even some of her fashion sense, it's all me. All of my characters are me embodied with the emotions. So Nan is my humor. Mina holds all of my insecurities, and Brody is my pride. Jared's my anger, and Ever is my snarky personality. Even Nyx is my childish behavior. So all of my characters have one emotion that drives them, and they're all different sides of my personality. And that's just how I've always written. The third question is, if your book had a candle, what name and scent would you choose? I think the smell for UnEnchanted would have to be some sort of book scent, because a lot of the driving force is the grimoire. And I think I'd have to pair it with the magnolia, because when Queen Maeve crosses over from the Fae plane to the human world, when it opens, Mina always smells magnolias. So something about the Queen of the Fae to her smells like magnolia. And if you've read the end of the book, you kind of get an idea of why I think those two would be a good pairing. The question 4 is, what is your writing routine? So mine is coffee, write, Facebook, procrastinate, and repeat. Generally, I'll do that quite a few times a day. There's always coffee, and I'm always procrastinating and writing on Facebook. But the bulk of my writing is done at a beach house. I will generally go to the Oregon coast and Pacific City, and I'll get a house on the beach right there, and it has no Wi-Fi or no cell signal, and I'll get the bulk of most of my writing done for all my books there. And then I'll come back, and I'll do that a couple times a year, and that seems to work the best for me. And then the rest of it's just kind of editing or working on it or coming up with new ideas, or the business side of marketing and producing books. So, pantser or plotter? A little bit of both. I've never written a book where I don't know how it's going to end. I always know the opening scene, and I know how the book is going to end. Even if it's a 5-book series, I know book 1, book 2, book 3, and I know how book 5 or book 3 is going to end. Sometimes the characters will try to make their own little rabbit trail off, and I'll get confused, and I'm not really sure where it's going to end or what's going to happen. But I always come back, and I go to the ending that my heart has always wanted. Even when I started to give in to fan pressure and family pressure to end forever a certain way, I did write an alternate ending, and I hated it. And so I just scrapped the whole ending of the book and rewrote how I wanted the book. So ever since book 1, I knew how Forever was going to end, book 5 was going to end. I needed it to be how it was meant to be, how it was birthed from me. So the next question, is there a snack or drink that you have on hand while writing? Well, that's usually like popcorn. I've got popcorn hidden somewhere in my office. Or the other thing is there's always chocolate. I think today we got Hershey's mint kisses and some cashew rokas, and I love seafoam chocolate. There's always some sort of chocolate and coffee and popcorn. I think those are the three main food groups that drive me. And those are food groups. Okay. Book you're currently reading. I haven't been able to read or enjoy reading since I became a writer, because I started to compare myself to other writers and their writing styles. I'm like, oh no, this book sells really well and they write in first person, or this one writes in third person, and they're first person present and this one's first person past, and I couldn't do it because I would start to get in the other people's heads, other writers' head, other characters' heads, and I would go back to write my own book. I found myself switching back and forth. So I really missed reading, and thank goodness for Netflix to have a way for me to just purge my mind and get the ideas out. But I really do miss reading. Next question is, what are you currently writing? I am writing two things at once. I am currently editing Lost Girl. It's for my Neverwood Chronicles, which I don't know when that one will be published. So you have to follow me on Facebook to find out. And then I'm working on Underland. And if you like Suzanne Collins or Percy Jackson, I think this is a good combination. It's a young adult monster series. And this one comes out April 5th, so just in a couple months, and I'm working on that one, and I think you'll really like that. Just something different. I don't think monsters get enough books written about them, so we're going to do it. I'm going to go there. And then where would we go to follow you on social media? So I'm terrible at Twitter. It even says in my handle, I'm a terrible Twitterer. I just can't figure out that short, how many characters. But you can follow me on Twitter at Chanda Hahn. My Instagram is author Chanda Hahn, and Facebook is facebook.com/Chanda Hahn author, and also my website chandahahn.com. So thank you, page burners, for tuning in and listening to my rambles of an interview. I hope you will enjoy all of the other books and interviews that they're picking to feature, and pick up UnEnchanted. It's currently free, the series, and the series is complete. And then pre-order Underland. You can get it on Amazon, iTunes, Smashwords, Kobo. And I look forward to hearing what you have to think about it come April 5th. Thank you.